premise of the film is about essentially Christmas in New York. But we've seen hundreds of films on Christmas in New York, and we expect something like a Home Alone or A Miracle on 34th Street. And the reason we call this a new Christmas is because it genuinely is a new Christmas experience. Christmas, as shown in Hollywood, has been predominantly a very white and a very American showcasing. But Christmas means so much to people around the world who live in this country. I as an American who grew up here, can tell you that I loved Christmas more than I loved Diwali. So I thought that why not make a story about what Christmas actually means to people of other ethnicities. And the storyline and the whole team and the film came together. And Kabir is essentially like me, a first-generation Indian American who has his own experiences in America. And it's his story about coming out of the doldrums of life and the sadness of life. And he found somebody in the form of an angel who showed him a new light and what Christmas really means.
Mom, it's Christmas again.
We usually don't allow students to be gone longer than a year, even for bereavement.
What if I'm not ready yet?
Oh, troubled mind.
What's your name?
My name is Kabir.
Kioni.
It's a film that I co-created with a few people. The script came together in LA. My writer, Travis Hotchkins, he's based out of LA. He's a novelist and a lawyer. And this was something new for him because he hasn't written anything in this genre before. So we had a basic story idea in mind of people from two different cultures meeting in New York for Christmas. From there, the writers took off. My name is Kabir.
Kioni.
Since you're a visitor here, I can show you a few interesting places.
I want to see more of the city. I want to see the Christmas decorations. I want to try New York pizza.
In separated chambers.
Once I'm done with school, I can go back and help my people. And while I'm here, I can meet people like you and tell them about Kenya.
I appreciate the level of punctuality in America. In the bigger companies in Mumbai, the bigger studio films in Mumbai, they're very punctual and very orderly. But there's a certain discipline of time and of people's departments that is taken very seriously here. Other than that, things are not as different as people would like to think they are. People think that Hollywood and Bollywood are two different industries, and no, the lighting department, the makeup department, the camera department, acting is acting. There's no Indian film acting and American film acting. Of course, there are very commercial pot-boiling films in India that have a certain way of being over the top and grand, and independent films in America can be very subtle, but we're seeing that in India too. So for me, nothing was essentially different except for the words that I spoke, the accent that I had, the city that I shot in. But the one quality that I appreciate the most about here was the punctuality of time.
Burning can be sweet.
This place is amazing.
My mother used to love this place. I'm married.
We'd like to win.
Saw Shivani. Any improvement?
What?
Getting back together.
No, not happening.
You like to fight. Is one true love worth all your might?
I come from a very traditional Rajasthani family who's been in America since the 70s, and my family has nothing to do with the jewelry business. The show business. My family belongs to the jewelry business, but I have been performing on stage since I was a little kid. And I think perhaps somewhere in me from that time, there's a seed being planted of an artist. So by the time I was in college, I told my parents, I told my family that I'd like to pursue acting as a career. I had their blessings and I had their full support. But to be an American, to go to Mumbai and pursue a career in Bollywood, now that was no joke. That was a very difficult task. The entire story of how things have been in Mumbai is a very long story, but to cut it short, it's been nearly a decade of a very slow, steady-paced progress, a lot of struggle. But here I am. I've done a lot of movies now, and I'm doing my first American film. So I stuck around, and I hope I've made it to whatever people think I've made it to.
There's a saying in Swahili, the letter from the heart can be read on the face.
Is that what you see?
When you make small independent films, you have to think about logistics more than anything. It's very easy to write a script and then say, oh my God, okay, this is going to cost $5 million to make, and we have to go to Bermuda, and we have to go to Spain, but if it's not in the budget, then you have to make a film sometimes from the backwards in. You have a certain amount of money and a story, and you go from there.
One day you realize that Santa Claus is actually your mom.
When people go,
Walk two paths, but walk both paths. To dream of just becoming an actor and knowing in your head that it's going to happen, it's a very beautiful thought. But unfortunately, maybe a year later, 5 years later, 15 years later, it might hit you that I was so naive or juvenile, and you don't have money in life. You could be hungry in life, and then you make bad decisions and bad choices in life. To save yourself from the insanity, from the misery of the realities of life, pursue your dream. Know that you're good at it. Try to become better at it. And don't give up. If you can feed yourself and put a roof on your head, and if nobody around you is uncomfortable with your journey, by all means, pursue it. You've got one life to live. But it shouldn't be on the streets. And it shouldn't be in insanity. It shouldn't be in depression. It shouldn't be in insomnia. If you don't have to face those things, then go ahead.
What was her name?
Asha.
Merry Christmas, Asha.
is all I'll carry. Your face is all I'll